Good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing today? How is everybody doing today? Happy Monday, everybody. If you guys are a brand new here, welcome in. The way that this works is just if you have any questions about any camera gear that you're thinking about purchasing, let me know down in the comments. I just need to know a couple of things. What is your budget, of course, what cameras you're already currently looking at, and what you want to do with your camera. You want to do photography, video, you want to make music videos, you want to do weddings, what do you want to do? What kind of content do you want to make? For those of you in YouTube, welcome in. And we got some, we got a video and photography. Okay, cool. What's your budget, bud? What are you thinking? And what camera are you currently looking at? Might see some new friends from Kick today. Not gonna maybe see some new comments, some green comments today. We are in PH how to convert. I don't know what that means, Dave Rivera. Thinking about getting a Sony A7 III for wildlife. Nice, bro. You should do it. Can I get a quick audio check, guys? How's the audio? Mic check, sound effects. Sound good, sound good. I feel like this needs to be split in two. Can I create a split view? I'm tapping split view. This one. Yeah, that should be fine, I think. Cool. Hey man, I got an eMeet 4K 1080p. Any budget stream camera? What's your budget, bro? Do Sony new cameras release have a filter built in the camera like Fujifilm? They do not. They do not. They have some presets to like some looks, but they're not like the Fuji ones. Yeah, they do have some presets, but I don't think a lot of people really use them, to be honest. People most of the time, they just shoot in what's called a raw file format, and then they do a lot of editing. Fuji's a little different. Fuji is like Fuji recipes. Those are pretty unique, and everybody loves those because they're pretty good. They're pretty good, but they're kind of like the same thing. Even my Fuji, I rarely use the what's it called? The recipes. I just shoot in raw. They are cool, I guess, but not sure why this is happening. I won't worry too much about that. Let's see. We'll get it sorted out. Very cheap. I'm an international college student. I'm trying to go higher than 200. I think you should just use what you got, bro. One I got is like 90 plus. I have a Sony A7R III, but now look back at photos over the years, nothing beats the Canon 400D. Crazy, I know. Sometimes it's the camera too, man. Looking to start shooting music videos with heavy color grading. Budget for body should be under 2,000. You can get like an FX30. That's about $2,000. FX30 or Nikon ZR. Ooh. I kind of like the Nikon ZR, not gonna lie. But the FX30 has a fan. The Nikon ZR is a full frame. So it's worth to buy a Fujifilm? Yeah, Fujifilms are nice. I'm debating, should I get a Canon for studio photography just to keep my Sony R3 for video? If you already have a Sony, it's best to just get another Sony. So that way you have the same system. What's your opinion about the ZVE Mark II? I love the ZVE Mark II. Maybe I don't love it. I do like it a lot. I own it. I have one, and it's pretty great. I've been using it for some shots here or there, and I like the video from it. Sony A7R5 or the Fujifilm X-T5? Which one should you recommend? I'd get the Sony A7R5. Yeah, for sure. Hello. Yeah, of course. I'm literally here to answer your questions. Sony A7V or A7IV? Which one do you think, Tyler? If you had to guess, buddy. If you had to guess. What's your reason? I've been struggling to pick for years because I know how to make a decision. I know how to make a decision. The A7R5 is a pretty beast of a camera. 60 megapixels. I'm guessing the A7V is just a price point. If you want the better camera, buy the A7V. If you want the latest and greatest, buy the A7V. If you want a good deal and you want to get a budget camera, you know, and you can live with your decision, get the A7IV. A7IV is still plenty of camera, but I always tell people to buy the best camera that they can afford, 100%. Canon R50 fits on the R100, right? Can you test it now? Yeah, I already did. Test it. It fits. It just needs a little bit of wiggling, but it fits. Yeah, it definitely fits. I don't get it. I'll just leave it alone, I guess. Excuse me. All right, so I won't worry about Kick. Let Kick do what Kick does. Let's see. Side note, what's your audio setup? This is a Wave DX going into a Stream Deck. XLR, guys, I gotta blow my nose. I'm starting to get a runny nose. Audio is definitely my weakness, though. I don't have a lot of like audio skills, so I'm still kind of figuring out my own audio. But it does sound okay for right now. I got a couple more tweaks to do on it. But yeah, so I have everything, guys, listed on my Amazon storefront. You guys can find my Amazon storefront in my profile picture, my link in bio. And my link in bio is, I can show you. If you go to my TikTok, it's right here. And then this leads you to this page, which is the first link, Amazon Selects. And then I have everything listed right here. My YouTube setup. And in here, I'm pretty sure I have all of the mic, XLR cable, microphone that I'm using, capture card, all of this, the Elgato products that I own. Everything is here. Yeah, Wave DX it's called. I think I have it here. Elgato Wave DX. It's not that expensive a microphone. I think it sounds all right. I like the Elgato products. They all work really nice together, but you don't need a, you know, there are more expensive microphones, and I think this one looks good and it sounds good. When I bought it, it didn't have color options. If I would have known it would have had color options, I would have got like a funny color, like a pink or something, you know. Wave DX. Nikon Z6 with a Nikkor. Yeah, Z6 is nice. Would you recommend the Fuji or the 5? Worth the difference? I don't know if it's worth the difference. Somebody asked me that question yesterday. X100F or the 5? And the 5 is still really expensive. All of them are really expensive. It's really up to you. I have the 6, the X106. Canon R50 cage fits the R100. Yeah, it does. It does. I have it here somewhere. This is the R100 right here. Oh shit, I forgot to change my lenses. Whoops. This will be fine. This is the R100 camera. You can see it right here. And then the cage is the R50 cage. There's no marking on the R50 cage. It did take a little bit of wiggling. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I did have to wiggle it in a little bit, but it fit. It's pretty snug too. So it works. On the R50, it fit like perfectly. Like there was no fiddling with it. But on the R100, I did have to fiddle with it just a little bit, so. Comment from YouTube, Camera Lover. What's up, buddy? Welcome back, man. Thanks for joining. Bro, I think I picked the R10 over the R50 because I shoot photos and the R10 is cheaper in my country. That's fine, man. If you can live with that decision, that's totally fine. I have the R10 as well. For those of you guys that don't know, I'm currently multi-streaming to TikTok, YouTube, and Kick right now. Kick and YouTube get the R50 feed right here, and then this right here is an R10. And it looks great. It looks great. I'm not expecting a lot of comments from Kick, or anything from Kick really, because we're just booting it up today. And I'm still figuring out. I have no idea how it works. XS20 or the A6700? I probably choose the 6700. The R poop 100 doesn't deserve a cage. JFK, what up, buddy?
Hello?
How are you? The cage made it kind of usable, not gonna lie. The cage made it so that I could actually hold it. And use it, so and it makes it look a little bit cooler. It needs all the help it can get, bro. It needs all the help it can get, man. Not gonna lie to you. I have the original DJI Mic 1. Should I upgrade to the mini? If you're gonna upgrade, I would upgrade to the 2, not the minis. Or the 3s. If you like the look and the size of the minis, I would just go for the 3s. But the 2s and the 3s have 32-bit float. The 2s can still use, they have a headphone jack or a, like, what's it called? A mic jack for a lavalier mic. The 3s and the minis do not. YouTube world, what's going on? 4 viewers over there. Welcome to the chat, YouTube. Welcome to the chat. If you're new here and you don't know how this works, basically, I'm just trying to answer as many questions as possible. Feel free to comment. Luke Robert Mason. What up, Luke Robert Mason? Cage made it holdable so you can throw out. It added weight for like the paperweight. JFK, remind me, did you ever own the R100, bro? You've been in and out for the past couple of weeks, so you haven't stayed in tune with the chat. But lately, bro, I've been asking everybody that has a R100, because there's a lot of people that join that have R100s, and I ask them directly, I'm like, how long did you have it before you wanted to upgrade? And most people are like 6 months. One guy said 2 weeks. Another guy said a year. I was like, but yeah, just a waste of time. So I have an S24 Ultra. Do you have a rig that you can recommend for shooting content with? Small rig makes some nice cell phone rigs. But that's probably the cell phone rig. Yeah, small rig makes some pretty, you know, what I would consider to be all right, like this one right here. But truthfully, it's my opinion that when you're building your phone out with all this other shit, I'm just like, I don't know how much better your quality really is getting. Got this one. Yeah, small rig is probably the brand that I would recommend. Don't get me wrong, you can get some pretty decent footage right out of camera. I don't know if you need all this other stuff though. That's the thing. You know what I mean? What are you currently streaming with? How are you doing vertical and horizontal simultaneously? I have 2 cameras. I have 2 cameras. 2 different cameras. How am I currently streaming? I'm using OBS, and OBS has a plugin that lets me stream to YouTube and Kick, and then I'm sending a virtual camera to TikTok Live Studio, and then I'm streaming like that. Chester, what up, Chester? How are you? Good to see you, broski. Happy Monday. Can ZVE10 use for filmmaking? It can use for filmmaking. I would prefer the ZVE10 too. Starting a hobby of taking photos, looking at used Sony 66 with my 18-55. Any alternatives? The 67. But the 66 is good, bro. I've skipped the R100. Luckily, I also skipped the Canon M50 by luck. I like the M50. The M50 was really nice, dude. I did like the M50. You know, the R100 to me is kind of like, yeah, today is Monday. The M50 to me, I mean, the R100 to me is kind of like a T7, you know, no touchscreen, no flip out screen, no nothing. I have a R100. I'm not upgrading for at least 2 years. I like it. Good for you, Lazar. Good for you, buddy. Okay, cool. The connection on Kick is like not stable. Oh well. I have a ZV-10, but some local to me is selling a ZV-1F for 200. Should I buy it as a second cam? Is that how much are they worth? If that's how much they're worth, that seems pretty cheap. It sounds like a pretty good deal. Do you need a second camera? Like just for photos and stuff? Have you seen the new GoPro teaser? And so what are you expecting? No, I haven't seen it. Where is it? Is it on YouTube? Let's check it out. Was it actually sent out by GoPro? Let's see what they got going on. Do they have anything recent? 1 day ago, 3 weeks ago, 5 days ago. Previewing a new generation of GoPro. It's 24 seconds long. GoPro has to do something, if not they're screwed. It doesn't even show anything. No, just like a hype trailer. Yeah. They're worth around 300, 400. I don't need a second cam, but I really like the form factor. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if $200 seems like a deal for you and you know you got the cash, then I would definitely do it. Yeah, just to have around and like throw it in your bag and like a whatever camera, like a daily carry kind of thing. What do you think is the best upgrade from a T7 and R50? They're nice form factor, but poor image for video though. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect a lot from it for a $200, you know. Hi, I'm currently using the Sony a7 II. Do you recommend to buy a new camera or just lens for wildlife? Try a new lens. Try a new lens or rent a new lens. Based on the footage though, what do you reckon they are cooking? Off of that, was that the video? It didn't give me any hints to anything. Like, I'm not too, I think what's it called? GoPro is literally on its last leg, man. Not gonna lie to you. I think it's on its last leg. GoPro, I should say. Yeah, I think they're on their last leg. It looks like they have a 360 camera. Is that what that is? Yeah, they just had, this was announced 5 months ago. But to me, this video doesn't tell me anything. Captured on the next generation of GoPro. Looks like they shot the moon. I mean, the resolution looks insane. So they're saying that this was captured on a GoPro, is what they're saying, right? This was captured on a GoPro, so it has slow-mo. Ooh, flames. This was captured on a GoPro. This looks really good. They had to have had a much bigger sensor. Same with this, like the detail in this looks pretty intense. But it sounds to me like they added it looks like to me like they added a new sensor is what that looks like to me. I spent some time yesterday or the day before drawing this up for you guys in terms of sensor sizes and just kind of trying to explain to you guys the differences, because there's some people that come in to the chat that are like, what do you think of cell phones beating cameras? I'm like, it's not possible. Like, it's just not possible. Even the ZV-1 better than the ZV-1F. Yeah, I would say Nick Potts, if you got it, man, I wouldn't be expecting much. And if you're happy with that, you know, in my opinion, man, like having like a camera that's like a $200 camera and you just take it with you everywhere and use it, and you use it every day, and like just, you know, just use it, man. I'd buy it for $200 if I had $200 laying around and I just wanted like a camera that lived in my backpack or in my car, you know what I mean? Yeah, I would definitely buy something like that for sure. For sure. With the expectation of like, hey, I'm not going to be the next Steven Spielberg with this. Maybe you will. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe you will. But because I'm thinking like, if you have this opportunity, because it retails for $300-400 and you get it for $200, fuck it, dude. With the range in bokeh, I'm curious to see what comes out. Switching it up, I did. Did you get the Aurora up north yesterday? I live in a major city, Philadelphia. We can't see shit at night up here. Benedy, I tried many settings to get good quality on TikTok. When uploaded, quality is gone. What are you shooting with? I don't really post to TikTok expecting high quality though. Like, that's not really my goal with TikTok. Instagram, yes, but not TikTok, really. If I record 4K 60, I have to use cards with V30 or V60. Everybody should be using V60 cards at a minimum. At a minimum in this day and age. DJI makes better cameras. Yeah, they do, in my opinion. Carolyn Studio, what up, broski? Brother. Sony A7R Mark III. Yeah, you're asking for a lot, dude. You're using like a 40 megapixel sensor. You need to like really downscale those photos. Downscale, like when you export them, you really need to cut the resolution off of them because the compression is going to murder that quality. What's going on, YouTube world? So guys, I'm multi-streaming over to Kick today for the first time, and it says that I'm live. I can't see my screen over there. But I'm still getting messages from there, I feel like, but I can't actually monitor my stream for some reason. And then every once in a while, I just hit my own live session and then I pop back up, but then it like dies. This is why we try things, you know, this is why we try things. Compared to many videos, and some of them are great. Yeah, I mean, you're exporting out like 40, 50 megapixel images, you know? Why every pro photographer video? Because they're very limiting. They're a scam. Kit lenses are a scam. You'll suggest to lower the settings? No, I suggest to lower the export. So like if you're exporting at 100% quality, I would export at like 80, 70, 50%, and also limit the size of the file. Thoughts on beginner Fujifilm? Which one? I like Fujifilm. Do you have any tips or give any creators to recommend to help improve in photo editing? Do it every single day. Take photos every day and edit every single day for 30 days. Do it. Do it. Is the Canon 250D good? It's all right. Zenith Spots, 8 a.m. stream. Zenith Spots, welcome in, bro. Welcome in, bro. I've been going live every day at 7 a.m., roughly 7 a.m. for the past like month, bro. Where you been? Yeah, I've been trying to really learn this whole streaming thing. So I'm trying out different posting times and all kinds of stuff, man. Welcome to the party, Zenith. Good morning, man. Have you had your coffee yet? Just do it. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Just fucking do it, man. You'd be surprised that on day 31, if you look at your images from day 31 to day 1, you're gonna see it's inevitable. You're gonna be like Thanos. How would you know you're heading in the right direction in editing then? You don't. You just do it. You're thinking of problems that don't even exist yet, broski. Big Texas. You had your coffee this morning, man? Good morning. Cheers to all you guys, man. Cheers to all you guys. Thanks for showing up. Happy Monday. Big Texas, I was telling everybody that I'm in multi-streaming over to Kick this morning. Busy ass, man. My job is blunt physically. I'm not a big caffeine guy. Gotcha. It's all good, bro. It's all good, man. We're all busy, broski. We're all busy. We all got the same 24 hours. I want a clean camera to stream with, not too expensive. What do you suggest? R50V. R50V is the camera I suggest to everybody. Everybody. That's this camera right here. Buy this camera. Slight struggle, man. I'm tired. It's all good, bro. It's all good. You don't need to explain yourself to me, man. I'm still gonna poke fun at you though. You know, you don't gotta explain yourself to me, but I'm still gonna poke at the ribs a little. Juflix, what up, Juflix? Yeah, I don't know what you don't know for real. You just gotta exactly, Juflix. Like you don't know what you don't know, so that's why you gotta just go. You gotta do it. You know, and I've really applied that to a lot of things that are new to me, like that I'm learning, like videography, streaming, in this case, photography. You just go in head first and you have like a sprint, like do it for 30 days solid, you know, straight, bam, 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 even longer. And then after the 30 days, you know, reflect along the way, take some notes during the process, and just keep track of your daily activities, and then review them at the end. You know, be observant. No coffee yet. No cafecito, bro. Come on, wifey doesn't have a cafecito ready for you, bro. That's the one thing I'm looking forward to when I get married. Un cafecito every morning. I'm using the 250D and I need good telephoto lens. Any recommendations? 70 to 200. Small rig battery, 99. I use one. I have one. I think, I have one of them. Boo, Canon. Yeah, right. Curious, what's your primary discipline, or do you hybrid pretty shoot? I shoot what pays me money. Primarily right now, I've been doing a lot of video because of my full-time job. But I do create like a lot of video for myself. You know, I make videos almost every single day for TikTok using my cell phone. Using my cameras. Yesterday I made a video about, I got a new pair of headphones. Can't find you on Kick. Really? I got the same name and I haven't added the thing. Maybe I should, but Kick is weird because it's like booting me. It's TMV Visual Media. Yeah, TMV Visual Media. I don't know if I can add a link. without TikTok getting mad at me. It should be the same as YouTube. It's the same feed as YouTube, but Kick is acting really funny. And I'm also not too worried about it. I'm using this, like my first time streaming on Kick, as like a learning experience. Okay, what was the issue? What was the problem? I don't know anything about the platform, so I don't know. And I'm also not trying to not pay attention to you guys, the people that are actually here. What Canon was that? R50V. What I use, my ADHD DS, what you don't know, what you don't know thing. Juflix, you lost me there, bro. Try that comment one more time, Juflix. Just released. I never asked, but what's your name? My name is Vic. VIC. ZVE 10 with a good lens or an A7 III kit lens? I would buy an A7 III and then get a better lens later. Also, hi, Mr. Texas. Mr. Big Texas. That's funny. Luke, what up, Luke? Yo, hi again. I'm the person who asked you about the R7 100-400 question. Do you trust E Infinity? What is E Infinity? Carolyn Studio. What up, Carolyn Studio? Still can't find you. Interesting. Yeah, I have no idea. It literally says I'm streaming. This is my Kick thing right now. So let's see if you guys can see this. So this is my thing. It says that I'm streaming, but then it says that I'm not streaming. It says that I'm offline now, but I know that I'm not because I'm receiving comments from it. So Kick is either unstable or I don't know what's happening. Truthfully, I'm not incredibly concerned about it because again, this is just me trying out a new what's it called? A new platform. It says I'm offline currently. Let's try that again. Because I could have a connection problem with my OBS, and that's something that I should solve, you know? But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'm not overly concerned about it, though. I appreciate you checking in, though. I use the same principle for me, my ADHD meds. You don't know what you don't know, so you got it. Exactly, man. Exactly. It's not very complicated. It's actually very simple. What's your opinion on the Lumix S9? I like the Lumix S9. And now it says I'm streaming again. Good morning, Vic. How are you? Michael P. Libby, what up, buddy? How was your weekend? My weekend was good, man. Thanks for asking. Thank you for asking. How was your guys' weekend? What's your opinion on how booty Canon is? I don't think Canon is booty. Canon is number one. It's backed by empirical data that Canon is number one. Sony's also good. Nikon is definitely booty. Just kidding. Just kidding. Lumix is the best. Way better than Canon. Disagree. Hard disagree. Hard disagree. Lumix is all right. The Lumix stuff is actually pretty impressive. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Source. Trust me, bro. No, I can show you a source. I can show you a source, dude. You guys want to see a source? I got you, bro. I got you. I got you right now. Ain't no trust me, bro. This is verified. Verified empirical data, dude. Irrefutable data, bro. You see this? Canon is #1, dude. Is that good? I would try it, man. I would try it, Benetti. I would just keep trying it, man. This is verified, bro. This is verified, dude. You cannot argue with this. Canon #1 based on a Canon survey. See? Thank you for helping Canon achieve #1 share of interchangeable lens digital cameras global. They've been #1 for 23 years in a row. Longer than most of you guys have been alive. You see? I challenge you. I challenge you to show me from a Sony account, a verified Sony account that says Sony is #1. You can't do it. You won't do it. You won't do it. It's subjective based on your needs. The fact that it's #1 is not subjective, though. But I hear what you're saying, Unbroken. Thank you for commenting. Appreciate you. They can't say it if it's not true, guys. Can't say it if it's not true. I don't know what more proof you need. If I were Benetti, I would export in H.265, not H.264. We are saying Lumix is #1. No, Canon is #1. Lumix is good though. Truthfully, guys, I'm just kind of poking fun. They're all great, man. They're all great. Like Unbroken is saying over there in the YouTube worlds, it's all based on your needs. And like truthfully, man, like when I think of a camera, I was saying this last night in my live, like when you're thinking of a niche of a camera that using your camera in a specific niche, like astrophotography, sports photography, wedding photography, like all of that stuff, before I buy anything that I want to like use for that niche, I look and see what the professionals in that niche are using. So if I want to like, do sports at a high level or do sports photography at a high level, what are those guys using? What does their kit look like? What cameras are they using? What lenses are they using? What accessories, what tripods they have, what clothing they're wearing, what shoes they're wearing, all of that stuff, because those guys are the ones that are doing it at the highest level. If I want to do like journalistic photography, is that what it's called? Like journalistic photography, what are they using? What gear are they using? All of that stuff. What brand are they using? So if you go into a specific niche and you chances are that you have a creator that you'd like to like emulate. There was one guy that I forget what her name was. She makes some really cool stuff, but I forget her name. It's been a while since I've looked her up. But she uses Sony, and her street photography is like crazy. What was her name? Monaris. That's what it is. So this woman right here, like when I first started like doing street photography, this person right here, Monaris, I was like, what was her name? What did I want? Mira knows is what I was calling it. But she does street photography, dude, and like her stuff is like super epic, and she uses a Sony. So if I wanted to like do her kind of photography, I'd be looking at capturing using a Sony. You know, like her shit is fucking magical, dude. She does a lot of this. She captures people holding their hands a lot. I guess it's she likes that look or whatever. And she does do it across her photos. But she travels the world as a Sony photographer. That's her right there. She Puerto Rican. She nice looking. But her work is all like, you know, pretty legit, dude. Like what? How the fuck you capture this shot right here with this bird flying and it's winter time? It's not true because a lot of us switch from Canon to Sony because of lack of good equipment. No, people switch from Canon to Sony because they're using Canon T7Is. They're using Canon Rebel cameras. And they switch to Sony and be like, oh, dude, Sony's so much better than Canon. I'm like, bro, you were using the worst camera ever made. Like, this woman's name is Monaris, and you can find her at Monaris _ But her work is pretty epic. Like, it's all kind of like super moody. And yeah, she just has good composition, straight lines. So that's why people switch from Canon over to Sony, because their first camera that they get from Target or Best Buy is a Canon T7i Rebel kit. It's facts, dude. And then they switch over to like a 67 or a 6400. Like, oh my god, Sony's so much better. I'm like, you bought a $500 kit that had 4 lenses and a mic. Yeah. Hello. I was having a joke. I'd love to try Canon C50 as well. Just need lens, form factor, MFT for my run and gun work. Yeah, we all like to have fun here. We don't take ourselves too seriously. No, and Sony is not getting better, dude. If they have 2026 and they don't drop something that like swings the pendulum back in their direction, like Canon's gonna take it again for 2026. The real question is, how many broken bodies do everybody own who is good quality control at this point? How many broken? None of my camera bodies are. I have one Canon that is kind of broken, but it's from the 1970s. But it still fires. So yeah, this person, Monaris right here, she does some really, you know, when it comes to street photography, like whenever I go out and like shoot street photography, this is the kind of shit that I want to photograph. So I have her as a frame of reference. I'm like, okay, this is kind of like a cool photo. This one is super weird, but it's her photo, you know. Yeah, you see her photographing a lot of people's hands. If this woman was looking directly at her, that would have been a killer. It's still a killer shot, you know. But if she was looking at the camera, this would have been great. Bro, I've been doing photography for 10 plus years, and when I had a Canon 5D Mark III, they had nothing. Bro, you can't compare a 5D Mark III, bro. Come on, man. Be reasonable here, bro. Be reasonable, man. That's a wild thing to say, dude. It's like, bro, the camera that Canon had 20 years ago, 10 years ago, had nothing on Sony. Come on, man. Come on, buddy. Come on, man. Let's talk about cameras in like a 5-year swing. You know, like it's like, bro, Honda in 1997 never made a better car. Like the Honda Civic, my 98 Civic, man, will beat any modern Honda today. Like, come on, man. Let's be honest, boys. Let's be honest. I miss my RZ67. What I'm saying, I switched for that reason. No, I get it, bro. I get it, broski. The majority, though, you know, Carolyn, you got to remember that, like, I go live and I talk to people, hundreds of people, all of the time, every day, for the past, like, 3 months, right? And I have an opportunity to see, you know, your 10 years of your experience is great and all. I'm not going to take that away from you, of course. But in the past couple of months, what I've been doing is just gathering information in my notebook of what people are shooting. So I'm taking down data. And oftentimes what I see is people that switch from Canon over to Sony. Very often they're between the ages of like 16 to like 22, right out of high school or getting into college. And they're asking about switching over to Canon. And I ask them what camera they currently have. That's why I ask these questions. You know, most of the time, a lot of times they're upgrading from their very first camera, which happened to be a camera that they bought from Target, Best Buy as a kit, or they got as a gift for holiday from their parents that probably don't know much about cameras, right? Now, is that proof, like 100% that that's the case for everybody? Of course not. Of course not. Yeah, of course it isn't. I'm gonna have my street photos are gonna look like this one day. She goes to some really cool places too, like where there's lots of colors, a lot of contrast in her photos. Like this red chair right here. It's subtle. This was one of her famous photos as well. That's her, actually. Oh no, this is her, I think. I thought this was her. This is definitely not her, though. She has good yeah, sure, her compositions are great. Either her compositions are really good, and I know she shoots with a Sony, and I think that she's shooting with like one of the Sony R series cameras because she does a lot of cropping. So she crops in her images a lot to compose the frame, is what it looks like to me. I could be wrong about that, but like to me, it looks like she's in the edit and then she's like finding a frame and then zooming in on it. And you can only really do that or get away with it really well if you're using a camera with a super high megapixel, which is the reason why I have like a Canon R5 Mark II. Who is she? Her name is Monaris. She's just a professional street photographer. She works for, I don't know if she works for Sony, but she's sponsored by Sony. Yeah, her colors are great, Chester. Exactly right, dude. I recommend everybody, if you're into street photography and you want to like check out somebody that's really doing it, in my opinion, this is the kind of street photos that I like. Because street photography to me is it's an easy way to like get better at photos, right? Because you never know, but going out there without any kind of going out and doing street photography without any kind of like creative boundaries, kind of you come back with a bunch of shit. You know what I mean? But if you actually go into it with some creative boundaries, like, hey, I want to shoot people today, I want to shoot animals today, I only want to shoot cars, like they don't have to be very like elaborate boundaries. They could be like simple boundaries, like I want to shoot the number 4 today, or like 4 is going to be my theme today. So you look and you have an eye and like you're looking for, with some intentionality at like things that fit that theme. You know what I mean? Birds. You know, I never photograph children and I never photograph homeless people when I'm out and about, but it looks like she was on the set of the Joker movie. That's fucking sick. Yeah, she does a lot of these photos. Just people holding their own hands. Which there's a little bit of like, you know, feeling behind it, emotion. Oh, this guy's smoking a doobie. What camera does she use? I think she uses a Sony, but I don't know exactly which Sony. She might say. Una puertorriqueña cumpliendo sus sueños, still life and feels. She has Lightroom presets. She sells all her stuff right here. Bio site. Maybe we can go to her bio site. Website. She probably sells her. She has a photo book. Collecting hands. Whoops. What time is it? 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Oh no, it's 8:30. So she has a cine pack. Yeah, if you guys like, you know, anybody in the chat here, do you guys buy or spend your money on presets and stuff like that? I spend money on presets all the time. For specific colors and stuff, you know. I don't. One thing you guys got to know about preset packs though is like, you have to know that just because you buy a preset pack is not going to fix your shitty photo. But you know, she has her colors here. This is kind of hard to see, but yeah, $50 for her preset pack. Like, fuck, dude, I'd totally buy this for $50 if I was in the market for a new preset pack, you know. Who is Manaris? I want to know what she uses. She's worked for Budweiser, American Airlines, Mercedes-Benz, Nike, Sony, Adobe, Acura, ESPN. So she does a lot of professional work with big clients. Press, contact store, books, home. Yeah, I wish she had a bio page so I can know what her gear is. But you can tell what she's using just by looking at it. That's definitely a Sony. About. Doesn't really say. But I've seen she has a YouTube channel. And on her YouTube channel, Monaris photographer. Yeah, she has a couple of I don't know if she has a YouTube channel. This might be her. Nope. She's featured in a lot of stuff. But this is her.
Hey, Paul, it's Maria from B&H.
Hi, Maria. How are you?
Good.
There she is using a Sony right there. I don't use them though. I like using them. Kind of like Muted, Alex Webb. Scott Robert Lim is Sony too. Only bought Fronos. Fronos photos. Fronos is okay. Nope, I try to make my recipes and do as much in camera. Yeah, that's an option too. Nothing wrong with using your own stuff.
Good. I heard you were here hanging out on Lunetta Lane all by yourself, and I wanted to ask you 21 questions.
That would be great. I found a sweet spot for myself. That's why I'm not wearing a mask. I'm enjoying this beautiful day and just breathing some fresh air.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
Perfect. All right, so I'll get right to it. What are you doing today?
Today, I'm...
So she just talks about her process in this one, I think. Yeah, she's a cool photographer. One of my favorites. One of my favorites for sure. We can request a review of our work in article. I don't know what that means, Unbroken. Kitty wants to come inside. Hold on. Who else? There's another guy. I forget these guys' names, but I know when I see their photo work. What's her name again? I'm gonna look her up. Monaris. MONARIS_. Monaris. Sony Alpha. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so she's a Sony Alpha creator. She's a Sony Alpha ambassador. There we go. Excuse me. She is on the Sony ambassador. Yeah, that's what it says right here. Yeah. Yeah, looking at her photo work though, it does kind of look like she, in some of them when she's finding a frame, she's like really heavily cropping in. And that's okay. And she does definitely have like a filmic look. Somebody was saying that earlier. I remember one of the photos that I took that I was really proud of because I thought that it had looked a lot like one of her photographs. Let me see if I can find it. This is my stuff, by the way. But I haven't gone out and done street photography in a while, so most of this stuff is like intentional stuff, like stuff that I set up. But I remember having a photograph. Let's see, this, I got this cop right here giving me a hang loose, you know. But it was around here somewhere. It was a guy crossing the street. Here it is. This guy right here. And I did a little BTS of this shot, I think. I can't remember where it was. Was it this guy? Yeah, it was this guy. Yeah, I did some stuff here. It's another one over here. And I try my best not to like take photographs of the backs of people's heads. I used to do that a lot more. I think I have one of a dog as well. Yeah, this was back in my street photography days when I did it a lot more. Here I am again, here, another photo inspired by Monaris. This was in 2024. Frame within a frame. Yep, exactly right. Her pictures have a lot of cyan and green. Yeah, she definitely has her own look, you know. Her picture have lots of cyan and green. Is she on TikTok? I don't know. I find her work on Instagram and her own website. What's your Instagram? You can find my links, guys, in my profile page on my, just hit my profile picture and this right here. And then here is all my links. Here I have my Amazon Selects, my YouTube channel, my Media Kit, my TikTok, Instagram, and my website. Trying Trying to see if I have any other street photos. Here's some more street photos. This was way early on. Way early on. This is when I did a product shoot for this brand right here. I got paid like 10 grand for this job right here. This was one of my first jobs ever where I was like, fuck, I made it. Yeah, here I am right here trying this new filmic recipe that I had come across. Bro, your link doesn't work. I told you last time. Yeah, your work doesn't work for you, Carolyn. My link works. You saw it just work right there. Maybe you have some weird privacy settings or something. Here's a picture of a duck. Here's me with some cherry blossoms. Who's that guy? I got hired to do some coverage here. This is an old photo too. Jesus. This bird almost attacked me. Your link works just fine. Yeah, I know. I know. Carolyn shit's broken. Zoom spot through the window. I have a friend I shoot with whose pics you might appreciate, especially considering he shoots most of his photos in JPEG. Guillermo Gutierrez. I'll have to check those out. That sounds familiar. That name sounds familiar. I have to check that out. I'll put that in my notes. We'll check that out. Adding to my notes. Where's my notepad? There it is. A lot of cat photos. I forgot about this photo. Holy shit. I need to print this. I think my printer will run out of blue though. On your luggage pic looks like a zoom spot. A zoom spot? What is a zoom spot? In the background? What do you mean? We rented, what was it, an Airbnb for that shoot? Or what was it? What was that? It wasn't an Airbnb, it was like a pier space. I think it was an Airbnb actually, now that I think about it. Can't remember. I didn't rent it though, but we rented this whole place for, yeah, we rented this whole place, the whole house, and we did a photo shoot there. We had like 7 or 8 models that day, if I remember correctly. Julia, hello Julia. We're just reminiscing on some old photos here. Hey, look at this. Life is good. Let's see, I think I have a couple more. Can you guess the lens, Julia? Can you guess the lens? A light that does a window frame in different degrees of softness. Yeah, it was a 15 millimeter on a full frame. That's what a 15 millimeter on a full frame does. Like, it goes like super duper wide. Mm-hmm. I forgot about this photo too. This used to be my background for my PC. Oh, here I was doing some reflections. So that's like a puddle in the ground. And back then I was doing some crazy editing. Some editing that I probably would never do now. Yeah, some editing that I definitely wouldn't do in today. That's why I don't throw away my old stuff. Why was it crazy? Because I'm really messing a lot with the colors. Like something like this. This is like a very Joker-esque style. Like the world doesn't look like this. You know, like we don't really look at the world as like green. But back then when I was first starting to edit, or whenever this was, I was just experimenting a lot, which is fine to do, you know, but I was taking inspiration. This is actually for my preset pack. I did like a Gotham City, or like a Joker kind of. I like that pick. Yeah, I think it works. It works. It's not, you know, it's not going to win any awards. You know, you guys have heard me say this a million times when you're doing like random photos. Most of your photos are going to be all garbage, you know, but every once in a while you get like a decent one. I've been getting into glimmer glow filters. Yeah, I like glimmer stuff. I also like black mist filters. There's some cool filters out there, man. Yeah, definitely some cool filters. Mm-hmm. I think when people ask cinematic questions, they're thinking of that. Yeah. Yeah. You know, this girl was looking at my setup and I asked her for a photo, and this was before she agreed. But I took her photo anyways. On this day, I think I was just taking pictures of other photographers, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So I was just looking, I went out looking for other photographers to photograph, and this is what I caught that day. Just other people with cameras. I remember this photo. For a while I was taking photos of people taking photos with their cell phone. Yeah, looking back at some of these is pretty cool, man. Take my breath away. I don't want any music to play. Yep, cool stuff. Cool stuff. What lens do you usually use for the 28 to 70? Big Bertha, Big Chungus. The thickest. Yeah, my 28 to 70, she's heavy, but she gets me like, 99% of my street photos, whenever I'm going out intentionally doing street photography, that's what I take. The R5 Mark II or the R5 I used to take with the 28-70. Yeah, just because there's a lot of coverage with that camera. And it's an f2, you know. I also take the 15-35 out a lot, but I understand with the 15-35, yeah, the 15-35 that we, because when I go out into the city, like I really want to capture like big wide scenes, you know, and the 15-35 on the R5 is really, really nice. Just because of the megapixel count, you know, you're able to really crop in a lot. If tomorrow's nice, I'll go out after work to capture some stuff. If tomorrow is not like super cold, which it hasn't been cold, it was rainy today. What are your thoughts on the 20-70? This 24-70 is really nice too. If I were to buy one though, a 24, I would be saving up for the 24-105. R50 or R100, brother? R50, brother. Brother. Without a doubt. Comment from YouTube. We show a lot of Max Weber street stuff at my friend's bookstore mini gallery. Cool. Weber Street. I'll have to save that for another day. I think one of these lives I'll be doing like portfolio reviews of like professional photographers and kind of like analyzing them and breaking them down. 24-105 is a huge lens. You already own it's the same size as the 70-200 that you have, but yeah, it is a big lens. But the 24-105 is the same size as the 15-35, so it's like if you want a size comparison, they almost use like the same body. Jean Paul, thank you for the gift, Jean Paul. Appreciate it. On TikTok, I moved up a level, guys. I moved up to D1 live streamer. I don't know what that means, but I know it's exactly the same. Yeah, it's the same body style. Yeah, Caster Labs is still doing well. It's showing up on Kick, but I don't know if I'm live on Kick. I think I am, but I don't know 100%. Who knows? Woohoo, you did it. Yeah, I don't know because it keeps kicking on and off and I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or there's a connectivity issue. You get more percentages of your earnings once you move up. Oh, cool. Cool. Yeah, I think it all happened just because I've been going live. I've live streamed like every single day, you know? Tony Northrup just moved back to New York City. Oh, really? I like that guy's channel. He was out of the city for a while, right? Like Connecticut or something like that? But all right, you guys, I'm gonna go get some breakfast and I gotta go work from home today, so I gotta be out. I appreciate everybody that's been hanging out today. YouTube world, if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. I'm really trying to get to 4,000 subs by the end of the month. Currently we're at 3,879. I don't know if we're gonna get there by the end of the month, but I do need your help to get there. TikTok, always a pleasure. Big Texas Julia, have a tremendous day. I'll be back later on tonight, guys. Adios.